Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So in this episode we're going to continue the Outrun series. It's the restoration, and in this case we're going to try to get rid of this one here. This is the Outrun Turbo that I had gotten a while back, and you know, it just needs a few minor tweaks here and there. The original owner, I'm going to let him do a lot of the other restorations, but for now we did get the monitor recapped. We put the board in there that's working, and we just have to get the marquee working. That one I believe had a short in the fuse, so we'll kind of figure that out on this episode, and then we'll kind of change out the locks and, you know, just maintenance stuff. So I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in the video. Okay guys, so we're here in front of the arcade, and looks like the Outrun, like I said, the top marquee is not working. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just unscrew it and see what's going on back there. And I remember working on it a while back. I just can't remember exactly what. So let's go ahead and just take it out for now. So there's three. Oops, actually I have it backwards here. Let me see, I can't really see. There we go. So it looks like there's long screws here. There's one. I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. It looks like they're crooked too, but it works, so I'm gonna leave them. And the last one here. Wow. All right, so we'll take this off, put it on the side here. And let's see what's behind. I can't remember. Okay, well, it looks like I did put a fixture in here, but I didn't secure it. So I think I had just put it in here. They do have some brackets or some screws, I think yeah, so that's what I did. So I put the screws in, and then, so all I have to do is kind of anchor it in there. And I believe I put it this way because I didn't want it to interfere with the light, because sometimes when you have a light here, it'll show like a shadow on the actual marquee where it doesn't let light through. But on this one, it has this little piece on the bottom, so when I put it on, it should be perfect actually, where it'll reflect up. I had cut the wire already. I think this had like a simple little switch, but they don't have fluorescent lights anymore in the stores. I look at Walmart and those are just as good and they'll last twice as long. So these two wires, I don't think they're live if I remember right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my multimeter. I'm gonna set it for, let's see, AC voltage. Yeah, so I'm setting it for AC voltage. I'll just have it down here just to see if these are live. I don't think they are. I think I disconnected them down below because it does have blown fuses on the block, or one blown fuse. Yeah, it says 1 point whatever, which is nothing. So yeah, I think it's fine. Let me just double check something here, just in case they didn't get a good connection. Yeah, there's nothing. These are not live. All right, cool. So I guess what I'll do at this point is I'm gonna kind of pull it back this way. We'll turn it around and we'll see what's going on the back. I'm gonna need some wiring, so because I'm gonna have to do some continuity testing, or just to run new wires, because these wires may be grounded or shorted or something, which is what's causing that to do that. So the other good thing about this is I have another machine. So I was thinking of putting them side by side, and that way I can compare one to the other and figure out exactly what's wired wrong on this one and get this working. At the very worst case scenario, the whole thing is working, the motor's working, everything's working on this whole machine, the lights on the door and everything. I can always just bypass that and just put it directly to, you know, just kind of splice it into to the power, and then, you know, kind of put new wires in and everything and just have it turn on when the machine turns on. So we'll see what I'm going to do. I'm not really sure yet. I'll have to wire it into the switch, so that way when you turn it on, it'll turn on, versus it's always going to be on even when the switch is off, so you don't want to do that. But I'm going to try to salvage this. Not sure why it's popping it, but when I did receive it, now it's coming back to me. It did not have a fixture in here, and the reason I think the person took it out was because it kept popping the fuse. So I guess they didn't want anyone to get hurt, so they just kind of ripped it out. But I will put it back. We want it to light up. Even though it says Outrun Turbo, it's still a cool marquee. and then we can get this thing going. So let me go ahead, pull it out, we'll turn it around, and we'll see where we can go. Okay guys, so I have them both turned around. I decided to put them back to back just in case I needed that one for reference. I have it open. Everything matches inside. I'm looking at them side by side, so nothing has been altered. So that's really good. Luckily I have this to kind of refer to, and I can do some continuity tests and stuff on this one just to see. These two wires actually are for the panel. I took it off because I was taking the monitor out. Now this is still on. I left it on because I want to see where the connector is. There's something that's connected down there, and I wanted to just test it. I already have it disconnected, but I want to plug it in just to see if there's getting any power down there. But I do have this fan. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about. I'm going to plug this in now just so you can see the difference with the old fan versus a new one, and it's super loud. So I went ahead and shut off Rolling Thunder, that way it doesn't make that much noise. And I'm going to plug the original one in. So for now, I'm going to just unplug this here. So this is now off, and the original fan I have right here. This one, if you look at it, it's really old, cruddy, really loud. So the other one is way better than this. And I think the CFMs on the other one is a little bit lower, but I've known people to unplug this completely and they said everything's fine. But I like to have at least some fan in there. And on this one over here, I switched it with the same fan and it works great. I'll put a link in the description. I got it from Mouser.com. It is an AC fan, so it's not the typical PC fan, even though it looks like it. It actually runs off of AC voltage. So I'm going to plug this one in, grabbing it here. Trying to really just get it on. It's just hard to get my hands in there. There we go. So that's on. And then this one looks to be a little easier. All right. This was a little loose here, but I think we should be all right. All right, you know what? Let me plug it in, see if it spins up. Yeah, can you hear that? Yeah, I'll put my microphone near it. Super loud. And I think it gets even louder. Let me put it this way. Let me close it up to see. Yeah, so that thing's super loud when it vibrates. It's like, woo. Yeah, super loud. It's really dirty. I'm probably gonna take, on this one I just took a wire brush and did it really quick. I should do it, it's blowing out, so I wonder if I should just do it now while it's on so it'll blow all the crap away. I might just get down and dirty and just do it now. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. All right, so I got a few bits here. I have this one here, it's just like a wire brush. And then I have this other one here. I'm gonna try this one first. I usually have better luck with that, but just using a standard drill. You have to get fancy for stuff like this. This one does have some stuff sticking out because I had it in storage in a bag. And we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna take it. It's blowing out, so. It is pretty dirty, so. All right, I polished up the bolts a little bit while I was at it. So for now, again, you know, I'm gonna do a kind of before and after. So this is it before. It's pretty loud. It actually gets a little louder when you put it against the wall. So if I were to put this arcade up against the wall, which is right here, it actually bounces off and you can hear it more. Plus I can feel it vibrating. So let's go ahead, we'll swap that out with the new one and we'll be right back. Let me grab it. So sometimes it'll stay in like that too. But it is unplugged, so may have to put new connectors on, I'm not sure yet. I forget how I put the other one. Alright, so I'll just let those dangle down there. And then we got to take those off, so maybe I can do it with these for now. Yeah, it'll come right off. Man, these are filthy. This is what, 30 years of arcade gunk on it. So this is on pretty securely, like it's actually braced on these two things, so it's not going to fall. So seems so quiet now without the rolling thunder on. Wow. There we go. All right, so now I can clean this properly. So all 4 bolts are out. This thing is out. Look at that thing. Gross. I'm actually gonna probably put it straight in the garbage. I'm gonna grab the dust, and I think I'm gonna grab a rag and some simple green because, yeah, so this thing, check it out. Old, cruddy, probably had terrible bearings, and that's why I was making all that noise. Okay. Stuff is nasty. It's just, all it is dust. Try not to get any on everything else. There we go. And so yeah, this is an old undershirt. It's good to have rags around the house. I keep everything, you know, if you outgrow them or things get ripped, you can just use them. Man, this is dirty. I didn't realize how dirty this was. I don't think I've ever cleaned this, actually. You know, you usually clean the sides. I clean the sides and stuff, but I don't think I cleaned the top. Kind of got like neglected a little bit. Actually, technically, I think this is, you guys know him. It's the guy I bought it from. This guy, Mike. Any Mike. I think this is from the other Outrun. I swapped them. I think it's because, I'm trying to think if it was because of the fan. I think I just wanted that piece for mine. This one's okay. It's in okay shape, but it had like little stuff on the edges and stuff, and I think I chose that piece, which is a little better. This one is still cracked over here. This one had a little bit of, I guess it must have fallen. So I prefer to choose this one, but this one's still repairable. I just don't have anywhere where I can repair it at the moment. You know, you need a garage for that, and here too, you can see it got cracked here, so this probably needs Bondo and stuff. But again, you know, I took the best of the two, and then this one is still repairable. And I really want to get in there. I'm going to be a little anal about this. I actually dare to stick my rag in there. Let's see. I'm loading it up with simple green. But there's a whole bunch of dust right here. That is kind of gross. Can you see that? So this cabinet needs a cleaning for sure. I guess I'll let the new owner do that because, again, he knows it's a restoration. Like, it works, but it's going to need some work. I already told him it needs side art and stuff like that because I just don't have the time to get that done. You know, but if I did, I'd do it myself and then sell it for more. But, you know, and by the way, I'm wearing a Retro RGB t-shirt. It's actually from Retro RGB. There's a guy, Bob, that does it. He's actually a Connecticut local. Or at least he was from Connecticut originally. So Connecticut YouTubers who try to support each other. So I supported him. I bought his shirt. And it's really cool. It has contra on it. I think it's really cool, and it has the RGB lines that, you know, I saw it on this channel. I was like, I gotta have that shirt. It was really, really cool looking. So let's grab this piece over here, and I believe the bottom is like this. It goes like that. So let's pop that in there, have it hold, and then this goes on this way. Let me just double check to make sure it doesn't go the other way. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a perfect square. So let's grab this out. This goes underneath, by the way, not on top. I just have it there for a minute. So this is the fan, nice and new. Again, it's Mauser Knight Electronics, and the model number is, there it is right there, if you guys want to know. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's OA109AP-11-3T B as in boy. So again, I'll link it in the description. Man, this is way quieter. I can already tell. Check it out. Can't even hear it. So obviously you want the label facing this way. That's how I'm doing it. So I'm going to face it like that. And let me start putting the bolts in. So I'm going to pop this in here, facing outward. And then what I'll do is I'll just secure it so it doesn't fall down from underneath. Yeah, so I used to have two actually. And what happened was a buddy of mine needed one for his afterburner, so I gave it to him. I tend to do that a lot. I'm pretty generous when it comes to this kind of stuff. People come over and I'm like, just take it. So, you know, I was just so impressed with it. Let me put this one in here. There we go. I was so impressed on how it worked that I just got happy and gave it to him. So then I forgot that I needed it for my other one. And this one, it was actually worse. The sound on this one was way louder than that one. There we go. All right, now these two, I think I'm gonna turn it. At this point I can. So all I'm doing is sticking it in there. Same thing here, and it should line up. Like this one already went through, but this one, there we go. There's one, and there's two. I'll put that in like that, and then I'll have the two. Just want to get it on there so it doesn't fall. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Now the trick to not losing tools, put them back when you're done. I try to do that as much as possible because I'm very forgetful. I forget everything. All right, so that's on. And as far as the connector goes, let's see. It goes on this way. The connector is closer to here. I put it on the same exact way as that one, where it was facing. Yeah, it was facing that way. So I know the connector is actually right here on this side, and it should use the same connectors. Let's check it out and see. I just want to inspect this red one because it looked a little weird. No, that's fine. All right, so the red one I'm going to put down, and the green one is going to go right next to it. So before I put it back, I'm just going to kind of listen for it just to make sure. And we're going to have to unplug it anyway. That's why I'm not bolting it in, because it's easier to get to this part here with all the wiring with this thing off. But let's test this out and see if it works. Yeah, it's spinning. And you want to make sure the air is going that way. And it is. Cool. Now I'm not positive, but if we were to get this wrong and reverse it, would it blow the other way? I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's the way it works. Everything's working fine, and it is blowing the correct way. And if you want to listen to it, I'm going to put it on here for a second. I'm not going to screw it in, but let's see. Yeah, way quieter. So I'm totally happy with that. So let me go ahead, shut it off. I'm actually going to pull it off. That way we have more access to the wiring in the front and then the back, and we can kind of see what's going on here. All right, so I pulled off the top, took the two wires out. They're just dangling here. They're not touching anything. And these are the two wires from the front. So I should be able to just pull them back. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a continuity test first. I need to get my long extensions to do that, so let me grab that now. All right, and I'll just keep it consistent. I'll put the red one on the red one and the other one. So I'm just going to test it with a meter. I believe when I go over here, like it should be, I'll go down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm zoomed out. I'll have to go back a little bit so you guys can see. Maybe I'll put it over here. And I'll move the light a little bit so you can see. All right, and then I'll just hold it open. So I'm down here and I have them both going down, and I'm following the wire, and I believe I'm setting it to continuity, by the way. So I have my meter. Let's see if we hear it. Yep. And first thing I'll do is I'm going to touch one to the other because it could be shorted, and it shouldn't beep. That's good, because if it beeps, that means something's going on where the wire's broken. So it's a whole bunch of wires down here in the cabinet. And I believe the one I need, let's see. So I'm going to hook this up. If that's hooked up to there, I'm going to hook up a black one to here. So I'm basically hooking that up, and then I'm going to take the other one. So I'm testing black right now, which is the blue wire. And I'm taking this connector here, which has the blue, and I'm touching it. All right, so we have continuity, so that wire is okay. I'm going to do the same thing to the red one. Put it on the red. Go here on the connector. All right, so the wiring seems to be okay going up. There still could be a short, but I don't think there is, because if there was, like I said, when I put them together like this, you know, you would have heard a beep if they were touching, but they're not touching anything. So, so now, let me kind of get you guys in here. Okay, so we have a different angle, and if you see all the wiring here, I just tested this. So the continuity went from, now right now it's on the red. I'm taking this connector right here and pressing it on the red, and I get continuity, and then the same thing with the other one. So this is a connector that we need that goes right to the lamp. Okay, so the fuse that keeps going, and I do have this unplugged, by the way, is this one right here. So if I take this out, you can see, is this thing loose? No, it was just me. That was something else on it. But that's the one that keeps blowing. So this one is responsible for that fixture up there. So ideally, I'd like to just connect it to this, and it should be fine. But yeah, it keeps popping no matter what. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I've tried it, is, yeah, this purple wire is going to there. I got to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my other one and figure it out. But I think this red wire, let me see here. Yeah, this red wire goes to that connector right there. So if I were to do a continuity test, and that's how you find everything. Let me put this over here. Just have it there for sound so you can hear it and see it. And this is the cover. These things are pretty cool. They're kind of nasty looking, but they're rubberized covers that go on top of the fuses. So if I were to take this here, technically that side, and connect it to this connector, right there, it should beep. Yeah, so this wire is fine. And then the blue one is going somewhere else. It's actually not coming from here. This one, this purple one, is going up. And I know my head's blocking everything, but this purple one goes to this other fuse here. And it's fine. And where does this purple one go? It's kind of tied to the brown. So the purple, yeah, the purple one goes to the end here. So it's going from here to here, and I'm not getting anything. It should beep. Well, there's two of them actually, so it's possible I'm looking at the wrong one. No, that's going to it. I wonder if it's something as simple as the quick disconnect here is just crimped wrong. Because when I'm going to here, I should get some continuity of some sort. You know, I'm going to this one and it works. But the other one over here, oh, there we go. So I must have been doing it wrong. Yeah, so that purple's going there like it's supposed to. And then this blue one on the connector, it's going to the red like it's supposed to. And then this blue one right here is what I gotta find out where this goes.
2 hours later.
All right, so I checked the other one and it is wired up exactly the same. So I'm kind of baffled as to why it's popping that fuse. So let me go ahead and study this a little more. I'm gonna do some poking around and I'll try to figure out what's going on. Okay guys, so I kind of figured out what was going on. Turned out, I think, what I did was I went to the schematics and I double checked. I actually put these little alligator clips on here. That way it kind of holds it together while I did some tests. And I replaced the fuse again. And this time, you know, I went to the schematics and it was 3 amps at 250 volts. Changed it out. But it's very possible that the last time I plugged it in that I reversed the wires. So it's very possible I had them backwards and it just didn't like it and it popped the fuse. So I put the proper fuse in there. That's a 3 amp 250 volt AGC fuse, which is a quick blow fuse. And then put this on here and check it out. When I turn it on, it works. So yeah, it was just the fuse, literally. So let me go ahead, I'll put this all back together and then we'll turn it around and we'll go ahead and put that fixture on there. Okay, so this is my other Outrun cabinet, the one that's working really good and you know, it's all set and stuff. So I guess everything happens for a reason, I really believe that. And I guess with messing with all this, I was looking around doing continuity tests, I realized that the switch over here is kind of a little frayed. So it's like hanging on by a thread, so I'm probably gonna recrimp this. I'll probably do it off camera. All I'm gonna do is cut the wire here, resolder that on actually with shrink tubing, and then you know, do a quick strain relief zip tie on there. But yeah, it's a good thing because this thing could have easily disconnected and who knows what it would have done. But anyway, yeah. So I guess I never noticed it because I don't really use the power switch. I have them always on and plugged in, and then I just turn it off with an external switch. So I'm going to go ahead and repair that. So it's actually good that this happened, so I can repair it properly. So yeah, just wanted to point that out real quick. So nothing's ever a waste of time. You know, you do noob mistakes and you benefit from it. So in this case, I'm lucky I did that because I saw that I caught that. That could have been bad in the future. So okay, so we're back. I turned it back around. I already put the screws in here. It had like kind of like what those power strips have where you can kind of put it on the side and then slide it. So I'm going to put it in this way and I'm going to slide it to the right and it should hook in. And now that we know everything's working, I can do that. I just got to figure out where. It's going to take me a while to get this on. There's one side's on. The other side just doesn't want to go in. Oh, there we go. All right, so now that's in there. good to go. Can you guys see that? Yep. Let me just turn this so I can view what you guys are seeing. And so the black is the neutral, and the way you can tell is on these wires here. I actually split it up a little more because I'm going to snip it over here. But the one that's kind of like rough is the one that's neutral. So neutral goes to the white, and then the hot one would be the smooth one. So if you have two that are different colors, that are not different colors like you normally have, that's what it is. So you can tell ridges. This one has no ridges, and this one does have ridges. So I'm gonna cut it. Let's see. Guess we'll cut it like right here. We'll do one at a time. Cut it pretty short. All right. And then I have my, and I'm just gonna use a butt connector on it like I usually do. I might have to do that a little longer here. It's all adjustable, it's pretty easy to do. There we go. There's one, and there's the other. All right, so I'll twist this together. And again, this is unplugged, obviously. So I'm not gonna be touching anything live. Sometimes you gotta be careful, even though it's turned off, it may still be live, depending where you connect it. So, butt connectors. I have one here, so I'm gonna put on. And let's put it on one of these. Man, this is extra tough. And I can see this thing is lifting up. It's not really on here too good. I think what I have to do is have to tighten these screws a little bit before putting them on. So let me go ahead. I need another butt connector. Let me go and grab that. All right, so I just stuck the other one on there. And let's see, the smooth one, this one is gonna be neutral, this one's black right here. So this one's gonna be this side right here. And I think that should be all right. You know what, I may recut that too. It's good to have them fresh, you know, I don't want them oxidized or anything. So I'm just gonna cut this right here. And there's one, and I'll just do this one too while I'm at it. I'll just let it fall to the floor for now. And let's see here. Yep, awesome. I always want to make sure it's framed up. I don't want to be out of the frame here. All right, so as far as putting that thing on, just needs to be tightened a little bit. I think I'm going to stick these on first. So the one that's rough, like we said, is neutral, which is the white. So yeah, the black. So this one goes to here. Now this should be a little easier to crimp. It's a thinner wire. The other one was a little tough because it was thicker. So there's that, and then this side can go to here. And then I'm gonna give it a quick test before I decide to put it back in. And I'll fix that later in the back. I'll tie wrap it down. That should go there. And let me see, where's the plug here? Let me actually pull it a little bit. There you go. So nice and bright. And when we stick the thing over it, it should look pretty good. So awesome. All right. So let me go ahead and shut this off. I unplugged it again, and I got to get this in a little tighter. So I think that's the same one. Oh no, these are a little bigger. All right, so I'm looking at these now. These look like they fit in good, and they'll stay in. All right, so I'm going to switch them out because these other ones to me are a little too small. I need the screw heads to be a little bigger than those. So let's see. All right, let's see how that works. So I have the bottoms there. This goes in. Got that side. And then this other side does not want to go in. Oh, there we go. Now I can slide it to the right. Now that's on there really good. All right, so now let me pull this behind. And now we have a nice, neat little marquee. Awesome. All right, so let's turn it on. Okay, that looks really good. And you guys see that? Let me lift it a little bit. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll throw this thing on. And it'll look like nothing ever happened. Ooh, what was that? Oh, I know what that was. You know what that was, that popping sound? That was the wires in the back touching when I moved it because I need to put the fan on. So let me just make sure they're not touching here. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it was. They were hanging down near the monitor. So I'm just making sure I bend it out of the way. I should have thought of that ahead of time. All right, so we're good now. Yeah, don't do that. There we go, so it's in. And we'll put the marquee bracket on top. And it looks great. That looks awesome. I want to say it looks better than mine. Because this is a nice bright LED. And it's not overpowering either. Because it has that diffuser built in, because it's kind of like a desk lamp, it kind of diffuses the light. It looks really, really good. I can't even see any shadows for the speakers at all. And we'll do the last one over here. A little crooked screw, but it works. So, great. Good as new. Here, let me shut the light off so you can tell. Yeah, it looks good. Nice and bright. You can see the shadow over my hand. So, it looks really good. And I also, the coin lights I switched out, and I'll show you in a minute, because I got to take these, those locks out, because those locks actually are keyed to the same as my arcade, and since I'm selling it, I got to key it differently, you know, because I have other sets that don't match my arcade, that are new too. They're just different key sets, so I'm going to put those in and then switch those to my other Outrun. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so let me go ahead and I guess we'll turn it around and we'll put the fan back in on the back. Okay, so I have my screws ready here. I'm going to take this here and pop this on, and it looks like the curved part goes there like that. So let me put this upside down. So these were the wires that were hanging. They were actually hanging inside, and that's when I heard that popping sound. So I think they were just touching. I'm glad nothing blew fuse-wise. So the red one goes on top here. No, I'm sorry, the red one goes on the bottom there. That's what it was. And then that one goes here. Let me squeeze this a little more. It seems a little loose to me. So I'm just gonna tighten it slightly. Just a little bit more. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's nice and snug. All right, so let's put this up. And before I screw it down, I'm going to turn it on just to make sure I got that right. Let's see here. Yep, it's blowing out. Awesome. So now let me just put this in. And screwdriver's right here. Yeah, that's the thing with the monitor. Whenever you want to adjust it, you have to take this panel off because that's where the controls are. So it's a little bit of a pain the way they put it in this cabinet. But I can take this off, basically, and then hang this in the coin door. So that's what I'm going to do now. But I need to get the keys, which I believe... Oh, I have it on Rolling Thunder here. So yeah, so everything's all keyed alike here. So if you look at it, I'm going to go back down here. Like this one is a different key. So I think I'm going to leave this one alone. Usually the back doors are kind of a pain because of this thing down here, but I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm just going to open it up and change out the coin door. So let me turn it around. I'm not He-Man or anything, but yeah, you can see the side art's missing on this one. But the guy's he said it's fine. So let me just push it. And I'm just going to take this, put it inside on the coin door. Usually there's a place to hang it here. Perfect. And then this, I have to kind of secure down a little bit. I might zip tie it. Somebody put a credit button in here. I don't know, we'll fix it in a second. And it's not wanting to do it. There we go. All right, cool. So let me go ahead. I'm going to push this back in the row, and then we'll kind of work on the coin doors and kind of button this thing up. Okay, guys, so I decided I'm actually going to cut this episode a little short. I don't want to delay it to get to you guys. And, you know, we still have to finish this one over here, but this one is pretty much done. And also, you can see down below, I don't have locks in my coin doors. So I'm just going to show you guys then of how to put it in. In the meantime, I'm just going to take these out over here, which are keyed alike to my arcade, because I have everything all keyed alike, so that I just have one key for all the arcades down here. So I'm going to take that one out, put nice new ones in there for him that are differently keyed from my arcade. They're still going to be new, so it'll be fine. But this thing looks awesome. I'm really happy on how it came out. So the only thing we really have left to do on this game right here, just to polish it up, is I have these buttons right here. You can see these. Those buttons, this one works perfectly. It's just the top is missing, and this one, if you could see around it, it's cracked, but this one has it just fine. So I'm going to take the best of these two and create a button to put it in. These things are super hard to find. I can't find them anywhere, and I've only found yellow ones on eBay, and luckily we had a viewer, who was really gracious enough to contact me. He said, hey man, I have an extra one. You know, it's cracked if you want it, but you can have it if you want it. I said, sure, because I just need this little piece, which I already tested, kind of snaps out, and then I can kind of snap it in there, and then we're good to go. So yeah, thanks again. And he's local to Stanford too, so it was really cool. I met another fellow collector. So yeah, so I'm going to put that in, and then I guess we'll do the enhanced ROM kit as well, where I'll just compile everything from start to finish on the computer. I'll show you guys how to do that. You can kind of just do everything on your own, compile it all legally. You know, if you own the game, you can just dump the ROM and then just take that, compile it, and then dump it back to a blank chip, and you put those in there, and then you have the enhanced version, which is a little different. This one has, you know, a track mode built in. It has other features which are a lot better, like high score saves and stuff like that. This one that you're looking at right here does not. It's the standard version. So, okay, guys. So I guess I am doing T-shirts again in the future. So for 3,000, I will celebrate 3,000 subscribers with that. Look for it soon, and you'll see they look just like this on the banner below. I'm also going to have some different colors available by request. Mike came over last week to do an episode with me, and he's like, hey man, do you have anything but black? I said, sure, I can make that happen. So that way you can have a color version on black, and then a black with white text, and then probably a blue or a red or some other color on white text as well. So give you guys some variety there, and all proceeds are going to go towards the channel and buying new equipment, because I would love to get something that's 4K capable, or really good, that will record well, and we'll give you guys more content. So all right guys, so don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, pass it on to your friends, hit me up at Twitter at Del's Arcade, and also on Instagram at Del's Arcade. And also, if you're not a subscriber, consider doing it, because it's really cool. I know like 50% of you, I look at the statistics on this thing here, and it says 57% are subscribers. The rest are just people watching the videos. So if you see a link and you like what you see, subscribe. It's a great channel. I have a lot of content. I put everything out Fridays at 10 a.m. And I do stuff in between with live videos, and we just have a lot of fun. If you have any questions you want to ask also, you can always send it to delsarcade at gmail.com. So I'll just look at that. I look at that pretty often. So again, it's delsarcade at gmail.com. And then you can just send me questions. And I may do an episode, maybe a live episode with Q&A. That would be really cool, where I just answer questions. I don't think I want to do mailbags every week, and stuff like that. I don't want to be like copying other people or doing stuff, but I don't really have that many viewers who want to ask questions right now. So once it grows, maybe. But for now, maybe we'll have a dedicated episode where I'll just gather all of them and then have a Q&A. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.